Okay, students, listen carefully. Work done. Work done in isothermal reversible expansion of ideal gas. In isothermal reversible expansion of ideal gas. So expansion, you have to remember, expansion process means uh, volume change. Delta V is positive, then the work is negative. If work is negative means it is nothing but work done by the system in isothermal reversible process. So this question, what is the formula for work done in isothermal reversible process of ideal gas? Or work done is nothing but work done by the system. Work done by the system in isothermal reversible process. In isothermal reversible process. So in isothermal reversible process, in expansion, during the expansion is nothing but work done by the system. Work done by the system, in that case, the change in the volume delta V is positive and work is negative. We know that work is equals to minus sign of external pressure into change in the volume, means the work is equals to minus P into delta V. Okay, P, here the P is external pressure, the P is called a external pressure. But in expansion process, expansion, for example, already I said, for example, it is one closed system, then this is called piston. During this expansion, this is initial volume, it is V1. After that, this piston will be moves in the upward direction, that is called expansion. In expansion, this becomes, this total is equals to V2. So V2 is more than V1. So expansion means that external pressure is equals to pressure of ideal gas. The external pressure is equals to pressure of ideal gas. Okay na? So the external pressure is equal to the pressure of ideal gas. We know that from ideal gas equation, PV is equals to nRT, from P is equals to nRT by V, and P is equals to nRT by V, means the external pressure, that place we can write nRT by V, nRT by V. And just you have to apply integrations. Integration means and the volume change is a lower limit. So it is, this is the lower limit. V1 is a lower limit for the integrations, and V2 is a upper limit. Integrations will comes in mathematics ma. So that integrations, so many integration, different types of formulas are there. So here in chemistry, only one small formulas only we have to use. Well, that is integral 1 by V dV or integral. So here used important formulas are integral 1 by x dx is nothing but ln x, or integral 1 dx is equals to x. These two formulas only we have to use. Okay, students? Yes. Now, integrations are applied. The change in the volume, their lower limit is in expansion process. The lower limit, less value is V1, higher value is V2, and the pressure is equals to nRT by V. Just you have to substitute this pressure is equals to nRT by V in the above equation. Then we'll get the work done by the system. Here this is work is nothing but in reversible process. Work done by the system is equals to minus of integral V1 V2 nRT by V into dV. This n, r and t, these are the constants, that's why they will comes outside. So minus nRT into integral V1 V2 into 1 by V dV. Integral 1 by V dV is equals to ln V, and the limits are lower limit and upper limit. Lower limit is V1 and upper limit is V2. So here the V1 and V2 is there, lower limit and upper limit. Then this is ln V, V1 V2 will comes. So W, work done by the system in isothermal reversible expansion of an ideal gas. that work is equals to minus nRT into ln v1 lower limit, ln v lower limit is v1 and upper limit is v2. So it is nothing but ln v1 v2 is nothing but ln v2 minus ln v1. Ln v2 minus ln v1 is nothing but ln v2 by v1, means ln a minus ln b is equals to ln a by b. According to that, ln v lower limit is v1 and upper limit is v2. So in that case, for example, ln x, that lower limit is a and upper limit is b is nothing but that is x1 and x2 is there, means ln x2 minus ln x1, like that. Ln v, that upper limit is v2 and lower limit is v1, means upper limit minus lower limit we have to do. So is nothing but ln v2 minus ln v1 is equals to ln v2 by v1. So this w is equals to minus nRT ln v2 by v1. So that ln you have to convert it into log. That ln you want to convert it into log, means we have to multiply it with 2.303 log. Okay, for example, ln x is equals to 2.303 log x. In the same way, ln v2 by v1 is equals to, we need to multiply it with 2.303 nRT log v2 by v1. So it is isothermal process. Isothermal process means temperature is constant. T is equals to constant. According to Boyle's law, in isothermal process, PV is equals to constant. Then PV is equals to constant means what it is, dear students? P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2, and then P1 by P2 is equals to V2 by V1. So this V2 by V1 place we can write P1 by P2 also. P1 by P2 also. So this W is nothing but work done by the system. Work done by the system in isothermal reversible expansion of ideal gas. Isothermal reversible expansion of ideal gas in reversible process in expansion means work done by the system. Work done by the system in expansion process. In expansion process, the work done by the system is equals to, in reversible process, minus 2.303 nRT log v2 by v1, or W is equals to minus 2.303 nRT log P1 by P2, log P1 by P2. Okay, why V2 by V1 is nothing but P1 by P2 came? Because in isothermal process PV is equals to constant, then V2 by V1 is nothing but P1 by P2. Okay, this formula is very, very important. Okay, next, this is expansion process. Now we need to discuss in compression. For example, compression process means work done on the system, then the delta V is equals to negative, delta V is equals to negative and work is equals to positive will comes. In this case, the work is equals to positive, it will comes, and this nRT, that work is equals to, in this case the work is equals to integral P means nRT, PV is equals to nRT, that P place nRT by V into dV will comes. But here that delta V is positive, negative. The delta V is negative means V1 is more than V2. So the upper limit is V1. So you have to take V1 upside and V2 is downside. That's why in this compression process, the work reverse will comes. During this compression process, the work done by the system is equals to 2.303 nRT log V1 by V2, or plus 2.303 nRT log P2 by P1. P2 by P1 will comes. Okay, students, let's listen carefully. Similarly, work done in isothermal process, work done in isothermal reversible compression of ideal gas. Compression means delta V is negative and work is positive, and upper limit in this case upper limit is V1 and lower limit is V2 will comes. That's why here during this isothermal reversible compression process, the work done on the system, the work is equals to 2.303 nRT into log V1 by V2. Okay, here also plus symbol, mistake, plus 2.303 nRT log P2 by P1 will comes. Okay, these two formulas are very important in expansion process and compression process. In expansion process, work done by the system. In compression process, work done on the system. Okay, students. Next, work done in isothermal irreversible process. Work done in isothermal irreversible process. It's very easy. This isothermal irreversible process is not a reversible process. In irreversible process means expansion only. Irreversible process, the reaction is moving in single direction, means it is expansion only. Expansion process only, but it is irreversible. That's why in expansion process delta V is positive and work is negative, but in irreversible process the external pressure is not equal to the pressure of the gas. That's why in work done by the system in irreversible process is equals to minus integral lower limit is V1 and upper limit is V2, because in expansion process delta V is equals to positive and V2 is more than V1. Upper limit is V2 and lower limit is V1 only will comes, and external pressure into dV. So this is the constant. The external pressure will comes outside. Integral 1 dV is nothing but V. Integral dV is nothing but V, and the lower limit and upper limits V1 and V2 are present. Then you have to apply square brackets V1 V2, means V2 minus is nothing but V2 minus V1. V2 minus V1 means in irreversible process, isothermal irreversible process, the work done by the system is equals to minus external pressure into V2 minus V1. This V2 minus V1 is nothing but delta V. So simply in irreversible process, the work done is equals to P into delta V only. Work done by the system is equals to minus P into delta V. Okay, that P is equals to external pressure, and delta V is nothing but V2 minus V1. V2 minus V1. So you have to remember these all formulas. Okay, students. Let's see next important concept is enthalpy. Okay, enthalpy is the symbol represented by H. Now enthalpy formula we have to derive by using first law of thermodynamics. Enthalpy is already we know that enthalpy is a state function and extensive property. It is also extensive property. So that enthalpy, exact enthalpy value or absolute enthalpy value we cannot calculate, but change in the enthalpy we can calculate. Let's listen how to derive that enthalpy formula. You have to take first law of thermodynamics, delta E is equals to Q into W. Then we know that work W is equals to minus P into delta V, or P minus P into dV. Whatever it may be, it is correct only. dV or delta V is also nothing but same. Okay, so that W place you have to substitute minus P into delta V. Then this Q is equals to this. If it is goes to left side means it becomes plus. Then Q is equals to delta E, change in internal energy into pressure into change in volume at constant pressure, means P is constant. At constant pressure and temperature, the amount of heat absorbed by the system QP is equals to delta E plus P into delta V. So we know that delta E is nothing but E2 minus E1. Okay, and P into delta V is nothing but V2 minus V1. V2 minus V1, final minus initial. Then QP is equals to E2 minus E1 plus P into V2 minus V1. Just E2, then this PV2. One side you write minus here and here also minus is there. You have to take common minus. Then minus of E1 into PV1 will comes. Okay, then QP is equals to, if you are observe that E2 plus PV2 is nothing but E plus PV. You have to consider H, then this is becomes H2. Similarly, E1 plus PV1 is equals to H1. So that QP is equals to H2 minus H1 is nothing but delta H. QP means what it is? The amount of heat absorbed by the system at constant pressure and temperature is equals to change in enthalpy, is equals to change in enthalpy, change in enthalpy. Okay, students, change in enthalpy. So that's why enthalpy definition. Enthalpy is defined as the total heat content of the system or total amount of heat absorbed by the system at constant pressure and temperature is called enthalpy, and H is equals to E plus PV. H is equals to E plus PV. So another definition, it can also H, we can also define as the sum of the internal energy plus pressure into volume, P into V, pressure into volume, the product of P into V. So enthalpy is a state function and extensive property, we know that. So it is impossible to determine the absolute value of enthalpy, but we can calculate the change in enthalpy. We can calculate delta H, but absolute delta H value we cannot calculate. Absolute or exact value of enthalpy we cannot determine, but change in enthalpy we can calculate. Now let's see that change in enthalpy is equals to, change in enthalpy definition, delta H is equals to, delta H is nothing but the amount of heat changed in a reaction at a constant pressure. So the delta H is equals to QP. We know very well. QP means what it is? At constant pressure. At constant pressure, the amount of heat changed in a system or in a chemical reaction is known as a enthalpy change. So for a chemical reaction, enthalpy change is equals to enthalpy of product minus enthalpy of reactant. For example, the reaction is exothermic reaction, then we know delta H is negative. For exothermic reactions, enthalpy change is negative. Enthalpy change is negative means uh, enthalpy of reactants value is more than enthalpy of products. The same way for endothermic reactions, enthalpy of products is more than enthalpy of reactants. That's why delta H positive sign will comes. Okay, students, enthalpy is nothing but H is equals to E plus PV. H is equals to E plus PV. Enthalpy we are determined or calculated at constant pressure and temperature, constant pressure and temperature. So the amount of heat absorbed by the system at constant pressure is known as enthalpy, and enthalpy change delta H is equals to QP, means the amount of heat changed in a system to surrounding, or amount of heat changed in a system at constant pressure and temperature is known as a enthalpy change. Okay, this H is state function and extensive property. We cannot calculate exact H value. We can calculate delta H value. For exothermic reaction, delta H is negative, and endothermic reactions, delta H is positive. Delta H is positive. Okay, students, is very, very important. So for board examination, enthalpy, explain about enthalpy, explain about internal energy and formulas, all are important. Okay, now one important point, enthalpy change and internal energy. Enthalpy change and internal energy. Enthalpy change and internal energy cannot applicable in a system contains pure solids or liquids. Enthalpy as well as internal energy cannot applicable when a system contains pure solids and liquids. But these are the significant when the system contains gases. Gases reactants or gases products are present in a system or in a chemical reaction, that enthalpy change and internal energy change can be applicable or can be significant. Otherwise, solids or liquids are present, then the enthalpy change for pure solids and pure liquids is equal to zero. Is equal to zero. We need to consider. Okay, students, let's listen carefully. We need to remember, or we need to derive the relation between enthalpy change and internal energy, delta H and delta E relation, and related problems also they're asking in board and examination. Okay, and is very very important also. The relation between delta H and delta E is very easy also. So for this, you want to derive this relation, take that formula H. We know very well, H is equals to E plus PV at constant temperature and pressure. At constant pressure and temperature. Just this equation you have to modify. Delta H is equals to P is constant. P is constant. Delta H is equals to delta E plus P into delta V. P into delta V. For ideal gases, PV is equals to nRT. We know that. And pressure is constant and temperature is constant. Pressure and temperatures are constant. Then P into delta V is equals to delta N into RT. Delta N into RT. So from the ideal gas equation, PV is equals to nRT. At constant temperature and pressure, this PV is equals to nRT equation is becomes P into delta V is equals to delta N into RT. Delta N into RT. Okay, students. Now this P into delta V value, just you have to substitute in the above. This you have to substitute here. Then delta H is equals to delta E into delta N RT. Okay. Now delta N. What is delta N, dear students? Delta N is equals to the change in the number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. Number of moles of gaseous reactants. Okay. And important conditions. If the delta N and delta H values are depends on delta N. Okay. Let's listen. So this delta H is minus delta E is equals to delta N RT, and delta N is nothing but number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous state reactants. If delta N is equals to 0, delta N is equals to 0, then it becomes 0. Then delta H is equals to delta E. Okay, if delta N is positive, if it is positive, then delta N is positive, then which value will be more, dear students? If delta N is positive, then delta H equals to delta E plus this total will comes. That's why, sorry, here delta N is positive, then the delta H value will be more. If delta N is negative, sorry, wrong I said, this is positive. If delta N, this is delta N is less than 0 means less than means negative value. If delta N is negative means delta H is equals to delta E plus delta N RT. If this delta N is less than 0 means negative. If it is negative, then delta E is more. So delta H less than delta E. Delta E value is more. So delta N value is negative, internal energy change is more. If delta N is positive, then enthalpy change is more. It is more. Okay. These three conditions you have to remember. So how to calculate delta n? Delta n we can calculate number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. Okay students, let's listen. The next concept is heat capacity. What is heat capacity and how many types of heat capacities are there? There are two types of heat capacities are present, and what is the relation between those heat capacity at constant volume and heat capacity at constant pressure we need to discuss, and that relation is also very very important. Heat capacity, it is represented by C. Its definition is nothing but it is the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of a substance. How much amount of heat means Q. Heat is nothing but Q. How much amount of heat is required to rise the temperature of substance? To rise the temperature of substance, 1 mole of substance, to rise the 1 mole of substance by 1 degree centigrade. 1 degree centigrade temperature we need to increase. For that, how much amount of temperature, how much amount of heat is required is known as a heat capacity. It is also defined as, the heat capacity is also defined as the ratio of amount of heat absorbed by the system to the increasing temperature. How much temperature we need to rise, the change in the temperature or rise in the temperature. That's why Q is equal, C is equals to Q by delta T. Okay, so once again listen. Heat capacity definition: the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of a substance by 1 degree centigrade temperature. 1 degree centigrade is known as heat capacity. So based on that, it can also defined as the ratio of amount of heat absorbed by the system. How much amount of heat absorbs during that absorption of heat by the system, and temperature how much increased, increasing the temperature or changing the temperature. That's why C is equals to Q by delta T. Okay, now where Q is equals to amount of heat absorbed and delta T is rise in the temperature or change in the temperature. Okay, this is known as heat capacity. Now heat capacities are two types. Listen carefully, dear students. It is two types of heat capacities are present. One is heat capacity at constant volume. The second one is heat capacity at constant pressure. Okay, heat capacity at constant volume means the definition: the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of substance by 1 degree centigrade at constant volume is known as a CV. The symbol is CV. So simple, CV is equals to QV by dt, because the QV means where Q is equals to amount of heat absorbed by system at constant volume. We know very well the amount of heat absorbed by the system at constant volume is also nothing but change in internal energy, delta E or dE. So the QV is equals to delta E or delta V. That is the means the CV and internal energy relation, change in the internal energy relation we have to derive. CV is equals to QV by dt, but QV is nothing but delta E. QV is nothing but delta V. You know that amount of heat absorbed by the system at constant volume is equals to internal energy change. So that QV plus delta E you have to substitute, or dE. CV is equals to dE by dt, then dE or delta E is equals to CV dt for 1 mole of substance. For n moles, then delta E is equals to NCV dt. In the same way, CP will comes. CP means amount of heat capacity at a constant pressure. Heat capacity at constant pressure is nothing but enthalpy change. Is nothing but a enthalpy change. Let's listen. Heat capacity at constant pressure. Okay. Heat capacity at constant pressure definition is same. The amount of heat rises the temperature of substance by 1 degree centigrade at constant pressure is known as a Cp. So the Cp is equals to Qp by dt, but Qp is equals to Qp is equals to what it is, my dear students? Delta H or dH. Why? Because already enthalpy definition, enthalpy change definition we are studying. Enthalpy change means the amount of heat absorbed by the system at constant pressure is known as a enthalpy change, delta H. That's why that's QP plus dH by dt. dH we are taking, then dH or delta H is equals to Cp dt for 1 mole. For n moles, delta H is equals to NCP dt. These formulas are very, very important. So delta E is equals to NCV into dt, and delta H is equals to NCP into dt, where Cv and Cp are heat capacity at constant volume and heat capacity at a constant pressure. Now we have to derive the relation between Cp and Cv. Let's listen, dear students, the relation between Cp and Cv. So for that, derive that relation, we need to take H is equals to E plus PV. H is equals to E plus PV. But for ideal gas, for 1 mole of ideal gas, PV is equals to RT. Then that PV place, you have to substitute RT and differentiate on both sides. Okay. Then we'll get differentiate on both sides with respect to temperature. Okay, H is equals to E plus PV, that PV plus RT came. Then differentiate dH by dt is equals to dE by dt into R is constant, that R into dt by dt. It will cancel. Then is nothing but Cp and Cv plus R. Then Cp minus Cv is equals